All right, welcome. If you're here, it means you're in IT bench sales and you're ready to stop being a trainee and start acting and earning like a pro. And you've come to the right spot. We're going to walk through exactly how to make that happen, how to close those big deals, and most importantly, how to maximize those margins.
So let's just ask it straight up. Are you ready to go from trainee to pro? Because that's the whole point, right? This explainer right here, this is your key. We're going to unlock the strategies, the little secrets that the top performers use day in and day out. All right, enough talk. Let's get into it. Okay, here's the game plan. First, we'll map out the entire IT staffing world. Then, we'll get into the weeds of contracts and compliance. After that, the fun stuff, the pro negotiation playbook. Then we'll cover marketing, how to avoid some major red flags. And finally, we'll put it all together and look at a placement from start to glorious finish.
All right, first up, the IT staffing ecosystem. Look, you can't win a game if you don't know the rules or who's on the field, right? This isn't just some boring theory. Understanding this structure, this is everything. It's the foundation for your success and, let's be honest, your paycheck.
So here's how it usually works. You've got your consultant at one end and the big client, think Google, Walmart, whoever, at the other. In between, you have your company, maybe another vendor, and then a prime vendor. Every single one of these is a layer, and every layer affects communication, but more importantly, it affects where the money goes. And that brings us to the golden rule of this whole business. I want you to burn this into your brain. The fewer layers between you and the client, the higher your margin. It's that simple. Every vendor in that chain is taking a slice of the pie. Your job is to cut out as many of those middlemen as you can so your slice is bigger. That's the name of the game.
Okay, so we know the playing field. Now, let's talk about the rule book, contracts, and compliance. And I know, legal docs can feel like a total drag. But listen, pros don't see it that way. For them, this isn't a chore. This is where you find your advantage. If you master the rules, you can play the game better than anyone else. And that's how you win.
First up is the MSA, the Master Service Agreement. Just think of this as the big formal handshake. It's the long-term agreement that basically says, hey, we're going to do business together. It doesn't get into specifics yet. It just opens the door for everything that comes next.
So, if the MSA was the handshake, the SOW, the statement of work, is the actual plan for a specific project. This is where you get into the nitty-gritty. The what, when, and how. What exactly is the consultant doing? What's the timeline? What are the deliverables? It's all spelled out right here.
And now for the most important part, getting paid. That's where the PO, the purchase order, comes in. This is the client giving the official green light. It's them saying, yep, we approve this, and here's the budget. Let me be super clear. No PO means you are at huge risk of not getting paid. Always get the PO.
And last but not least, the RC, or rate confirmation. This is the final handshake on the numbers. It locks everything in, the bill rate you're charging, and the pay rate for your consultant. This little piece of paper is where your profit, your margin, becomes a real official thing.
All right, we know the players, we know the rules of the game. Now it's time to get on the field and play. We're shifting gears to negotiation. And this isn't just about arguing over a few bucks. This is an art form. This is the heart of your playbook for making real money.
And here it is, the golden formula. It's so simple, but it's literally everything. What the client pays you, the bill rate, minus what you pay your consultant, the pay rate, equals your margin. That's your profit. You see this example? $10 an hour. Might not sound like a lot, but you multiply that by 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, yeah, it adds up, fast. Okay, let's talk tax terms, because this directly impacts your negotiation. On one side, you've got W-2. That means the consultant is your employee. You're paying for benefits, which usually means your bill rate has to be a little lower to compensate. On the other side, you've got C2C or 1099. They're a contractor. They handle their own stuff. This gives you room to push for a higher bill rate. You have to know what you're dealing with before you even start talking numbers.
So what are the pro moves? Here are a few. First, always anchor high. If you want 70, you start at 75. Simple. Next, know how to use visa status. A U.S. citizen or green card holder, yeah, that's leverage for a higher rate. But here's the big one. Sell their skills, not just their status. Talk about their certifications, their project wins, and you know what? Sometimes being upfront about wanting a fair margin can actually build a ton of trust with a vendor. It's a power move.
Okay, so you've got a rock star candidate. You're a killer negotiator, but none of that matters if your phone isn't ringing. That's where marketing comes in. Think of it as the engine. Without it, you're going nowhere. Let's talk about how to get your candidate noticed by everyone who matters. A pro's marketing plan is an all-out assault, every single day. You're blasting out that hot list to hundreds of vendors. You're on the job boards, not just searching, but using killer Boolean searches to find the hidden gems. You're living on LinkedIn, connecting and posting. But you want to know the real secret? The most effective tool you have? It's the phone. Pick it up, call your vendors, build a real relationship. That's where the magic happens.
So, the marketing's working. You're getting calls, you're getting emails. Awesome. But hold on, you're not at the finish line yet. Now you've got to get past the final hurdles. Think of these red flags as the final boss battles you have to conquer to win the prize.
Red flag number 1, the fake resume. Or let's say the exaggerated resume. It happens, a lot. Your number 1 defense is simple, and you have to do it every time. Do a quick technical screen. Get a senior colleague, do it yourself, whatever it takes. Verify their skills before their name ever leaves your lips.
Okay, red flag number 2, multiple submissions. This is a nightmare for clients. They see the same resume from 5 different companies. What does that do? It makes you look sloppy, and it makes the candidate look desperate. It just screams amateur hour. Before you submit anyone, you get confirmation from them that you and only you are representing them for that role. Protect yourself, protect your candidate.
And this is a big one. Red flag number 3, a rate mismatch. This is a cardinal sin. If your consultant tells you their bottom line is $60 an hour and you go and submit them at $50 just to get your foot in the door, you've just blown up that relationship forever. It's shady, it's unethical, and trust me, word gets around. You'll get blacklisted. Just don't do it. Ever.
Okay, we've mapped the world, we've learned the rulebook, we've built our strategy, and we know what traps to avoid. Now it's time to put it all together. This is the final chapter, the end-to-end placement. Let's walk the path to victory, step by step.
So here's the entire process, the pro workflow, from A to Z. 1, you get all their docs and you make that resume shine. 2, you unleash your marketing plan across all channels. 3, you negotiate that rate and get the green light to submit. 4, you're the master coordinator for all the interviews. 5, they get the offer, you finalize the contracts, RC, SOW, PO, the whole shebang. And finally, step 6, your consultant starts their new job and the payroll process begins. That's the win.
And there you have it. Let's just take a second and look at what we've accomplished. You now get the ecosystem. You can read those legal docs like a pro. You've got the negotiation playbook in your back pocket. You know how to market a candidate to get them noticed. You can spot red flags from a mile away. And you have the complete workflow mastered. The tools are all yours now.
So, we've given you the playbook. Now it's your turn to be the coach. Here's a real-world scenario. You've got 3 consultants on your bench. Ravi, an H-1B Java dev. Sarah, a green card holder who's a business analyst. And John, a U.S. citizen .NET developer. So, the question is, who do you push first and why? Think about everything we just talked about. The rates, the client demand, the visa leverage. Your answer to that question, well, that's going to show you just how much of a pro you've already become.